All right. I'll call the meeting to order, but before you do that, let's say good evening. This is the regular board, Architectural Board of Review, Tuesday, June 3rd. Now,
Roll call?
roll call.
Yep, okay.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, Sue's causing trouble.
Yeah. Member Wicks.
I'm here.
Okay, Member Stradiff. Here. Member Kerouac.
Here.
Member Cottrell.
Here.
Member Dahlman.
Here.
And Chair Hunter.
Here. So you're supposed
Okay.
to raise your hand like this.
And Ed Deegan is absent, but we have a quorum of 6.
Okay, minutes of May 6th. Anybody have any comments, corrections, motions?
I move to approve as submitted.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We can do that, right?
Yep,
Okay,
that's right.
good. All right. So, next on the agenda is non-agenda items. Do we have any non-agenda items not in the audience, but online?
Let's see. Well, if anyone out on Zoom wants to talk about a non-agenda item, you can press a button to raise your hand, but I don't see anyone doing that. I think our one attendee is probably here for an agenda item, so.
Okay, so the agenda item is consideration of resolution approving fire sprinkler exemption for 1517 East North Avenue. And I see Brady is here, but I don't know if you want to say anything or just going to see what happens.
No, just thanks for your time last 2 meetings and
Yeah.
review the draft resolution and,
Yeah,
all was good.
okay, so,
I have a point of order. Since I recused myself, I just abstained from the voting. Is that correct? On this, or do I still vote?
yeah.
Abstain.
Yeah,
I would think you'd want to recuse yourself again.
Yeah.
So probably.
Can I, but I can sit here?
Yeah.
Or-
No, you
I should
probably
go?
really shouldn't, yeah.
Okay.
Recuse yourself.
Very good.
far.
I won't go too far.
Yeah. Okay, so Matt's recused.
Okay. So, did anybody have any issues to discuss with this resolution? Because this becomes a, what do you call it?
An approved resolution.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Want a motion?
Yeah. Yeah,
I move the resolution be approved.
I'll second that.
Okay,
all right. All in favor?
okay, I'll do a roll call vote. Member Wicks,
Nay.
Member Stradiff,
Aye.
Member Cottrell,
Aye.
Member Dahlman,
Aye.
and Chair Hunter.
Aye.
So it's approved by a vote of 4-1 with 1 recused. So the motion's approved.
You good to go?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
You
You
too.
too.
Should be the
That was
shortest
a-
meeting on record.
That was a record.
Well, we'll find something to talk about. Do
I
we
have, if we're all here, I have a question now. My question is, how many more of these sprinkler things do we have? Are we running out of people pretty soon, or?
Yeah, let's see, in the previous packet, I had our list. There are a few, as far as who's likely, I think the Park District's gonna come in. I think the village needs to ask for a time extension on the Walnut House to make decisions on what we're gonna do with it. I'm not sure how many more will actually apply.
Wasn't there the Evergreen Building or whatever it is down in the park?
Yeah, there's
Industrial
something,
park.
there's a couple down in there that are not, one or two of them have like partial systems that don't cover the whole building, and they have to finish it, and then there's at least one building that doesn't have sprinklers down there.
Seems to me like, I think it's called the Evergreen Building. It's got these, it looks like a series of greenhouses on it.
Yeah, I
It's
know
one of
what
the
you're
older
talking
ones.
about.
It's on the east end of things.
I think that one might have sprinklers in
Oh,
it
okay, that's good.
there, which is surprising.
And we don't have to exempt the things on the beach officially.
Oh, we do, yes, we do. The park, so the sanitary district, I've asked them to apply. They claim they're going to get around to applying for an exemption for the pump house there. And the park district says they're gonna apply for their restrooms up to the
Oh,
north.
I'm talking about the
But not,
pavilions.
not the open shelters. No,
Okay, yeah.
we put that into the code, that the open shelters don't have
Okay,
to.
yeah, that's
have it.
right, that's
Yeah, so we put that in the code last time we did.
Speaking of the
yeah.
The restrooms down at the beach.
Uh-huh.
Has there been any movement on them taking off some of the exterior conduit and wires and stuff like that?
Yes, they removed the one vertical piece of conduit that was farthest north on the east side, that went down to the outlet on the wall there. They've removed that. I know they're keeping the one that comes out of the center of at the top and goes over and down to the generator on the south side. That conduit, they said they couldn't route through the building because there's an area with like sewer gas fumes that would need explosion-proof everything for electrical, so they couldn't get through the building. So that one is left in place, and then by your conditions here, they have to paint it to match the brick if they're leaving it. So that one they'd have to
They've
paint.
got a wire on the east side that goes up, I presume, to an antenna.
Yeah, right, they've got the ground wire for the antennas. I think they're gonna relocate that to move it around to the south side, I think, yeah.
Do those screens in front of the toilet room doors look as dumb as they looked in the photograph?
I thought they looked okay. I think they looked pretty
They looked
good.
like they were too short,
Oh,
and I don't know, it's not a, it's what they insisted to do, so, better than just doors in the,
yeah, I thought they looked all right. I have a photo.
I haven't been down there.
I haven't either.
I think I have a photo.
I've been
of it.
down there and things look pretty nice.
Did they do the pavement right?
Yep.
What's happening with that
Yeah, the
whole
pavement looks really
situation?
good.
I don't
We're
know.
trying to raise money.
I think so. I think so. I don't
No, it's just kind of stalled.
Yeah.
Poor Gretchen.
Well, that looks better than the picture I saw.
I know.
We're good for
Yeah,
that.
okay.
That's okay.
What's that?
I'm just kind of
Those
letting it
look like
ride
greens?
till something happens.
Ivy.
Oh,
Ivy
Ivy,
that's
okay,
gonna grow
Ivy
up on
is
the
good.
south side.
Not
Yeah,
sure where
can I
this
see?
one-
sure.
She did send me a
Do we have
video
anything else
of
to
it.
do? Because we can do this in short order here.
Oh, this looks nice.
No, I don't have anything else.
Anybody else?
Oh, that looks
Sue,
Yeah.
just one more thing?
A couple more things, but I don't know if we need to do this during the meeting. How do we, okay, I think we, as a board, should have people who are in the downtown area have to come in front of us for things that they're gonna place outside on the sidewalk, like furniture, random signs, just general hanging fake flowers, like stuff like that. I feel like that's something, if we're gonna nitpick like signage and all that, that should be something that they come to us with, especially if, I think they're gonna expand the sidewalk, I heard, in front of, that whole bank of stores. So I'm guessing there's gonna be a lot more furniture. And I just feel like we worked so hard on picking the furniture for that one little rotunda, and some of the, like those picnic tables are really atrocious.
They are bad, and there's a dozen of them,
Yeah.
and nothing has happened.
And they
I
look,
think he removed some of them. I
they
think he
look,
has
there's
fewer than
fewer,
before.
but they still look
Yeah.
terrible. Now they're turning greener and greener.
Yeah,
I mean, they just look awful.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's
so
just-
I talked to Drew, our village manager
Yeah.
there, and that had been an approved picnic table for a couple tenants back, and, I think the restaurateur wanted to distinguish between his casual dining and Innovasi and not
That's
look all the
super
same. Look
casual
at, like,
dining.
two different levels, yeah,
I don't
so
think you could
I
get
don't know.
more casual
they
than
were on
that.
That's what they approved, yeah.
It wasn't ever approved by us.
No, not by us,
Yeah.
but by the village
But, you know,
staff, yeah.
I think that, Sue's
There's
absolutely
a
right.
gap.
It's like, we go
Yeah.
through all this trouble,
No, yeah.
and then it gets
Yeah.
trashed,
It-
and I'm worried about across the street now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
in Block 1.
Yeah.
And one of the things I'm worried about in Block 1, and I don't remember if we decided to do more lights
Yeah.
in the sky.
The
Because
festoons.
I think those were a failure.
I think we decided not to do more.
Okay, good.
But it's hard to remember for sure.
Because if
Yeah.
if they're still in the contract, are they gonna get around to that, or is there no money this year?
No, I think I'm not 100%, I think they're gonna do it.
I mean, I thought they were gonna do it, but, given this current situation with where money comes from nowadays.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I don't think they got any grant for it, but
Yeah.
I think they're just gonna do it with the village's money.
Yeah. But Sue's right, we can't just let things go rampant, otherwise we might as well just,
Give up.
Yeah.
So how do you
Forget it.
formalize something like
Yeah,
that?
well, there's a fine line because you don't wanna micromanage tiny little stuff, but on the other hand, when it's significant and large, you want it to.
But we are
come through for
micromanaging
review.
tiny little things. We're telling
We
you,
have been.
float zone guy, oh, can you move it up 2 inches?
Yeah.
And font,
Yeah.
And we
The poor
work,
guy.
the poor guy, and then this guy just throws
Back in the day
Right
when
in
we
front.
used to talk
Kankakee
about awning
family
arrangements.
reunion picnic table out in front.
I don't know, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
or maybe we talk about what we wanna limit
wrong
it
with
to.
Kankakee?
That's where I was raised.
Maybe furniture
That's my
and,
hometown. I know.
I don't know, I'm just saying, it just really looks bad.
It does.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a very big statement there, you know, and I know we don't wanna make,
So do we want that furniture to come through for ABR review then, when it hasn't before? It's been a.
But-
so how do we formalize so
Permit.
that people know, can we like make a resolution, or do we, like, how do
I
we?
mean, I think just this conversation here now, if that's kind of the consensus of everybody, that we want ABR review of those, the dining applications, I can talk to the village manager about that. I think we could,
And then if we do that, can we retro, or is that just allowed
Is that a
in?
done deal?
well, at least not for this year. We couldn't.
Yeah.
Okay,
And,
well,
you know,
then we suffer a season.
We suffer
Yeah,
season,
right.
or maybe
When
if there's a
people-
new tenant.
When people put furniture out there, does the village know about it in advance?
Yeah, there's a permit issued by village staff downstairs that it says how much they can have and what areas they can take up on the sidewalk and all that.
Okay.
Because where does the public right-of-way begin and end along?
It's pretty close to the front of the building there. There's not much private property.
I think in
that
most
area.
cases.
The one thing that kind of annoys me sometimes is, you know, you're walking down through there
Yeah.
and chairs are pushed back, you know, there's strollers,
Right.
you know, and, you know, I mean, it's a public sidewalk.
Right,
You know, I
yeah, exactly.
look at it and,
That's the nature though.
Yeah, I know,
the
right.
sidewalk stuff.
Yeah.
well, I get that, I
Downtown
understand
and the same
that,
way.
but,
Yeah, they have not been in complete compliance. I've noticed, especially in front of the other door, there's been one particular table where it's narrowed down way too much. It's supposed to be at least 5 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open sidewalk.
But
going through.
I do like the feel, driving through our little town and seeing it busy on the sidewalks. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's nice.
It's a great vibe. It's
Right.
really special.
Yeah, right.
However, to your point, sometimes it's out of control, and then some people take advantage of
and
our,
it sure seems to me that they've got wait staff and stuff that can police that kind
yeah,
of thing.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what I mean? You know,
Right.
move chairs back, move tables
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Because patrons move it around, and I understand that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you go down there, oh, there's another couple, oh, let's sit with them.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it happens, and,
It's just somebody has to tell the waitstaff what they have to do.
right.
And in most of the buildings down there, the proper diner is right at the face of the building.
Right, that's what I figured.
Most of them.
And,
But I didn't realize that even, Vasi has got the face of the building and the curb.
yeah.
And that was kind of a surprise to me, because I don't go there anymore. And I noticed it because I noticed the picnic tables.
Yeah, yeah, that's,
It's like, okay, the whole sidewalk is now belonging to something other than the
yeah.
public.
And then you get the scooters. Clearing the path.
Right, yeah.
I wouldn't want us to I like that vibe. I like the activity on the, this dining, coming out on a summer evening.
Me too.
But if we can aesthetically control it, and maybe a little bit, but I would hate to, minimize. I think the quantity is fine, at least in my opinion, and maybe we police a little bit more somehow. But I just think the quality, evidently someone takes advantage of our kindness, and, because it is ours, it's this village's sidewalk, and it is a privilege, I think, for them to be able to use it in their,
Yeah, that, I
Taking
think,
advantage
I
of
think
that
all
privilege.
the furniture up until the picnic tables
Yeah.
is kind of okay.
It's
Yeah.
okay, it's a
It's
conglomeration
fine.
of.
Yeah, which is fine.
Style stuff.
It's
Yeah.
mostly black,
Yeah.
that's
But
great,
it's also
you know.
small scale.
Small
Yeah,
scale,
small scale.
like,
Heavy
you know,
Sarah's is lovely, River,
Yeah.
she spent a lot of money on Reverie
Right.
to make that
nice.
little nice.
And I don't think it all has to match
Yeah, sure.
each other or anything like that, but I just think that picnic table statement just made me think, wait,
Oh, yeah,
we really
no.
should, I
It's-
think we really should look at.
It's a
if
slap
they
in the
want
face to Lake
tables
Bluff.
out there,
Okay.
you know, personally.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
sculptures or what, big physical things, I
Yeah.
think, I don't know.
Yeah, okay, I'll talk to the village manager about doing that.
The Sioux Law.
We're gonna get a whistle.
Okay, we're done.
All right. I move to adjourn. What was the word?
Adjourn.
Adjoin.
Enjoy
Looks
it.
like Neil
favor?
seconds. Okay.
Second.
Right, say aye, right?
Oh,
Yeah, right.
Aye.
Aye, okay.
Nice.
We're
That was,
done.
Okay.
that was our fastest one out.
Yeah, that was great.
We had one that was faster.
week
This
last
could have been
week.
ours.